This may be included in the final video on the Murdaugh case. So now the jury is actually planning, the judge has announced officially for the extent that this trial is ongoing, they will be traveling directly to the Dog Kennels at the Moselle property, there in South Carolina, which is very interesting. That means they'll have finally firsthand understanding and awareness of what happened there. So if you see this video tonight, know that the judge has confirmed they are going to the Moselle estate. Thank you. Has officially sanctioned the jury to be visiting Moselle. They will be visiting Moselle this week, and apparently going officially to the Alex Murdaugh estate, which is a very interesting update. The defense called a total of 14 witnesses into mid-Monday. They focused on testimony from the forensic pathologist Jonathan Eisenstadt and blood spatter expert Tim Palmbach. Both witnesses dispute information from the original autopsy. So they had someone on autopsies here who also cross-examined a bit. Paul Murdaugh was shot from behind with the gun pressured in and pressed against his temple and on his head. During the testimony, which included graphic photos showing the bodies of the victims and autopsies conducted, Alex Murdaugh could be seen sobbing or dabbing his eyes. Eisenstadt stated that Paul Murdaugh appeared to be shot from an elevated angle, showing and detailing the actual trajectory of the bullets. So this is very interesting because it's showing and showcasing for the first time, kind of in the courtroom in an official sense, right? How the shooting was done, how the actual bullets were conducted the way they were. Palmbach testified the shooter would have been covered in gunshot residue and fluid due to proximity coating. Alex Murdaugh testified he had not gotten blood on his clothing. A claim from the indictment was proven to be false. Prosecutors pointed to the Snapchat video showing Alex Murdaugh was directly at the Dog Kennels. And then, of course, cell phone evidence has corroborated and narrowed down him being indeed at the kennels. Palmbach stated in his testimony the evidence suggests this two-shooter scenario, they claimed. I think that particular shooter for a brief period of time is out of this, he claims. It is not if they could instantaneously suffer that or drop the shotgun and run to the blackout rifle. Defense attorney Dick Harpootlian stated the defense expects to rest by the end of Monday. The trial entered day 25 on Monday and began on February 17th. The prosecution called 61 witnesses, leaning mostly on circumstantial evidence, including videos which place Alex Murdaugh directly at the crime scene moments before the murder. Prosecutors have argued throughout the trial that Alex Murdaugh, who belongs to a powerful family that has long dominated since the legal field of South Carolina, killed his family members in a desperate bid to hide the financial crimes, they claim, which cost various estates millions of dollars. I did not shoot my wife or my son at any time, Alex Murdaugh claimed. However, he admitted that he lied about his whereabouts and the timeline of events several times the night that his wife and son were shot, apologizing again to surviving son Buster. The jury will visit the official scene of the crime where Alex Murdaugh's wife and son were fatally shot in June 2021. So they will be visiting officially, is what they're saying, the Dog Kennels and the area directly outside the Dog Kennels, as well as hopefully officially visiting the log cabin. Very interesting. Important update, folks. Thank you. Was not diligent about securing firearms, often leaving guns out or in his unlocked truck. Buster stated he never saw a shotgun at Moselle, loaded with buckshot, followed by birdshot, which is the order of shells used to kill Paul Murdaugh. The defense team discussed the state's timeline for the day of the double homicide, which included multiple phone calls Buster Murdaugh had with both of his parents. This was the way we officially communicated, Buster stated. Buster testified he could not remember what he talked about with his parents that exact afternoon of June 7th, 2021. But he was able to recall and remember exactly when Alex Murdaugh called him at 9:10 p.m. while en route to Alameda. He said his father sounded normal in the call at the time. Buster stated he remembered the call later that night when he learned his younger brother and mother were shot. When Buster Murdaugh got to Moselle around 2 a.m., he stated his father was distraught and destroyed. Griffin asked Buster about the press release and the drafted memo for both Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. Buster stated in the interview his father did with SLED on June 10th, 2021, that he can be overheard saying at that time, they did him so bad. He testified he heard his father state this multiple times, and he was very certain, although he was a little bit disturbed by what was uncovered on his opioid addiction. So, this was interesting because it kind of shows, based upon the data that was revealed, that the Chevy Suburban must have been most certainly more involved than people originally thought. So what I found fascinating about this, of course, is the testimony of the forensic pathologist and also Buster Murdaugh alluded to the fact that there were other guns directly on the Moselle estate. And have we seen those, those firearms? Where were they secured? A lot of people believe that they were secured, in a shed on the other side of where Buster Murdaugh would do all of the usual work on the property. But again, do we truly know where the firearms were secured? And I would submit possibly do know. I've brought up before that it seems very likely to me, especially in this case, that Buster Murdaugh and someone else would have taken the firearms and very possibly hid them near the log cabin. A lot of people think that they were tossed in a swamp or something. No, what I suspect may have in fact happened here, folks, is they were kept directly under that log cabin. That possibly someone buried them near the actual log cabin, or actually got them, sequestered away in some fashion directly by that cabin. It's just interesting. Anyway, that's all I have. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Go ahead. Shout out with the comments right below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and insights. Thank you. Folks, this is a fairly short video. I'm just confirming again for you because I confirmed it when I went to their official website. The judge has authorized the jury to officially visit the Moselle property. Unknown the exact time when this takes place, but they will be on the property at the Moselle estate. And so I found some of the interesting details that were revealed in this to be quite eye-opening. Sound off if you may have felt something about them as well, or seen some interesting insights for yourself too. I wonder, because of one of the articles that talks about Buster Murdaugh taking the firearms essentially to the truck a lot, hiding certain things when it came to that, just in the back or in the beds of the truck. If maybe he was most certainly involved in possibly hiding some of the firearms. And And that's one key element. I think a lot of people are going to like to find, more about that issue, and whether or not they might have been hidden in the area of the log cabin. That's always the key factor, isn't it? Anyway, sound off. Let me know what you think. Thank you.